Started to be an angel investor in 2010, so it's 8 years ago. I was living and working in Spain for more than 20 years, and then I decided to come back to Austria. I was already investing in Spain, but I would say I was not an angel investor. I was kind of a financial investor. I founded and I invested in several companies in the healthcare industry, around 15, 16 companies, but only when I came back to Austria and I didn't really know what to do, where to dedicate my time and my resources. I would say just by accident, I saw 2 startup companies. I invested in them just to try it out, and after 2 or 3 months I realized that this is exactly what I would love to do for the rest of my working life. In my former life, before I was a business angel, I have been doing more or less everything, in the sense of I was a kind of an employee in a small or medium-sized company. I was an employee in a big corporate. I was then a top executive in a big multinational pharmaceutical company. I founded my own pharmaceutical company, means that I did a management buyout of a manufacturing plant in Spain many years ago with 400 people and started my own pharmaceutical company. And I sold that company several years later. I started to be a financial investor because I had money and then I invested in companies. And I would say all what I have been doing during these years prepared me for kind of the climax of my professional career, because being a business angel is really the best, the most exciting, the most adventurous part of my professional career. Whatever I've learned in my last, 40 years of professional life, I can apply that being a business angel, and apply it not only in one business, because if you're running operationally a business, you can only do one thing. You only can focus on one business. As a business angel, you can kind of do some kind of cherry picking. You invest only in those startups that you really like and where you want to learn something from it, because I'm still learning all the time. Whenever I invest in a new startup, I learn the business model. I learn the market, the competitors. I mean, automatically, if I'm sitting there and if I sit there in board meetings, I mean, it's normal that you realize all that. And I'm able, therefore, to combine what I'm learning in some startups with my former experience and apply these in new startups I'm investing. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation. It's not only that I give to the startups. I'm really learning a lot from the startups. I'm learning about digital. I mean, I'm 67. I wouldn't say I'm a digital native. Digitalization and tech startups over the past years, there are not so many people of my age knowing what I know about what's happening in the world. There are so many ideas out there, thousands of ideas. Mm-hmm. And most of these ideas, believe me, most of these ideas can be good business ideas and can be good business models. But it's always depending on the people, whether you choose the right people. So my investment in my first 2 startup companies were investments in people. Also saw that they can be good leaders in a company, that they have energy, that they have passion. So this is the kind of founders I found by accident in my first 2 startup investments. And then I started to look for these people. The most important thing for an angel is to find the right people. Because, I mean, you cannot do angel investing because you want to have a high return on investment. You do angel investment because you have some money and you have something to give to the younger people, sharing your experience, your know-how, your network. And you do that normally with people you like. In my case, I like to spend my time with people that are intelligent, clever people. They understand what I explain to them. They listen to me. I mean, it's their business. It's their decisions. They decide, but at least one day they listen to me before they take important decisions in their business. As all my companies go through more rounds of funding, I realized that startup founders normally are not good in fundraising because they They are not experienced in it. Although I do quite big tickets as an angel investor, I do tickets between 200 and 500,000 euros. Most of my investments are tech investments. That's the money you need for the first year, more or less. If there is a potential acquirer who shows interest in a company, you have to talk to them and have to find out, because it might be the last time they have this opportunity. Always the founder's decision. At least in the companies where I'm the lead investor, I go alongside the founders all the time. So if the founders together with me decide that now it's the moment, do an exit, whether there is an interesting offer or whether we think, hey, we should go out to the market with M&A help or whatever to find a potential acquirer, we do that together. And even if we sell, let's say, to a strategic buyer only part of the company, kind of 60% or 70% or whatever, if the strategic buyer wants and my founders want, I stay together with the founders in the company. I'm doing normally all the negotiation for exits and everything. So I'm doing it for the founders, and they see there is somebody who can speak for the founders, and it's easier for them kind of to bridge the cultural clash that might be between the corporate and founders, because I'm in between. I know both sides of the world. I understand languages from both sides. So that's very, very helpful. But there's never a really right moment. There's no KPI, because the KPI can be that you have a kind of a startup which is, I don't know, has 10 or 15 million euros of revenues and is profitable. And then you think, well, what's better? Is it better to grow your company and get dividends, or is it better to sell it for a multiple of EBITDA or of revenues? And there are other companies that have very little revenues, but it's such a wonderful marketplace, for example, that there are corporate companies that really see the synergies in that, and they pay a lot of money for it. In life science and healthcare, because of my pharma background, important for me to invest in the right people and only then look, hey, and what's the business plan? Oh, that's a sexy, nice business plan. You are really innovative in doing something which even can be disruptive. Okay, you are my man or my woman, I invest in you. But it's mainly the people. And so I don't care about the industry. What is happening in the world in general is, you might have seen that already, that before the digital world, industries were going their own way. Every industry was going their own way. And now there is a lot of cross-learning and in cross-investing. You see that all the time. Mm-hmm. And that's what's also happening in my startups. I bring my startups twice or three times a year together. They are doing workshops together and they learn from each other. It's not necessary that everything they invent every time since from the very beginning on. They really learn from each other.